Dallas, Texas, summer 1980. 42 straight days of billion-degree temperatures. I was living in New Jersey, and I swore I would never live in such a horrible place. And then one day, I got an offer I couldn't refuse. So in the summer of 1982, I packed up and moved to Dallas, Texas. I'm contest master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Some words are more dangerous than others. The word no can get you fired. The word yes can get you pregnant. The word never can get you pregnant and turn your world upside down. Take it from one who knows, never say never. When I was 10, my mother decided that I needed to learn the facts of life. Well, it took a while, but eventually the light bulb came on, and I made my first mistake. Mom, girls are icky. I'm never getting married, and I'm never having sex. Sometime around the middle of high school, I realized the girls weren't icky anymore. Some were vivacious, and some were curvaceous, and the rest were voluptuous. Before I knew it, I had a strong desire to have sex. Well, researchers estimate that the average teenage male thinks about sex once every 20 minutes. Are you serious? I was just an ordinary guy, and I was thinking about sex 20 times a minute. And I have to admit that all that fantasizing just made me crazy. My mind would go back and forth, up and down, all because of a careless remark I made when I was 10 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, ignorance is no excuse. Never say never. It doesn't matter how smart you are. Never say never. Back in 1988, my wife and I got a phone call. It was my brother. His wife was expecting their second child, and we were happy for them. And yet, we were married for 5 years, and for the first time we thought, what it would be like to have a little guy or gal running around the house. But I was older. I was wiser. I knew my limitations. Diane, I can never be a father. I'm too irresponsible. About a year later, Diane's not feeling too well. It's Christmas. We go to the emergency room, and I drop her off. 15 minutes later, she comes back in the car. Don't start the car. I'm pregnant. Pregnant? How'd that happen? And then I remembered, I can never be a dad. I'm too irresponsible. Luckily, our son Ethan was happy and healthy, but for the first few months, he had no idea who I was. And I was getting a complex. And then one day, I look at him in the playpen, and he gives me this great big smile. I know it was gas. But it didn't matter. Because from that moment on, I knew that there wasn't anything that I wouldn't do for my son. And I remember thinking, oh, he's such an angel. He would never do anything to his dad. 10 years later, we're on vacation at the Wonderworks Museum in Orlando, Florida. When we climb up to the second floor, I feel a little tug on my sleeve. It's Ethan, and he's pointing out, build your own roller coaster ride. Now, my first instinct is, this is a really, really bad idea. But then I remember, there isn't anything that you wouldn't do for your son. So we get in line. We're in line for about an hour, and then we stop about 5 feet from the ride. And there's a little computer where you design your own roller coaster ride. So Ethan puts in all the various maneuvers. Corkscrew, barrel roll, sea serpent, about 1,000 of them. And then there's some questions. Velocity, 9999999. Angle of descent, 9999999. Total G-force. It just holds the 9 down for about 2 minutes. I'm thinking, this is really going to be bad, but it's too late. Now the ride is a giant capsule, and it opens up, and there's 2 seats. So we climb in, they lower this harness around us, they lower the capsule, they click a padlock shut, and off we go. Now this thing is like one washing machine tied to a jet engine. It's going about 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's going round and round and round like this. And then it's going round and round and round having a blast. But not me. My eyes are shut. My teeth are clenched. I'm trying not to hurl. And for the first time in 30 years, I wasn't thinking about sex. I was thinking about tomorrow's headlines. Moron dies in indoor roller coaster, wins Darwin Award. Well, luckily, there must have been one person in the universe crazier than me. Because it started to slow down, and it righted itself. They unlocked the padlock, they lifted up the capsule, they lifted up the harness, and we got out. And when I stepped out, the room started spinning back and forth, back and forth. I take about 3 steps, laying flat on my back, out cold. And when I opened my eyes, there's my son Ethan, my little angel, the guy who would never do anything to his dad, jumping up and down, screaming at the top of his lungs, "My dad's a loser! My dad's a loser! Hey, everybody! My dad's a loser!" Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter who you are. Trouble is never more than one word away. Take it from one who knows. Never, 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 never say never.